Hey honeys and sweeties, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Life with Deline. In today's video we will be doing the first time tag. So before we get into the video, do not forget to like, comment and subscribe and help my channel grow, you guys. I really do appreciate the love that I've been receiving. So let's get into this video. So I got these questions from Google. I have them written down on this paper here. So do not mind if I look down. I am just reading my questions. So let's get into this video. So the first question is, first app you check when you wake up. So the first app that I check when I wake up is my YouTube studio, guys. I have to be updated, you guys. So the first app that I watch or check when I wake up is my YouTube studio. Second question is first broken bone. Guys, I've never had a broken bone before, but I did have a crack on my left arm. That is the closest thing to a broken bone. So it is what it is, honey. So first Instagram, Twitter or Facebook post. Guys, my first ever Instagram post is a picture of me wearing I was wearing a white shirt with a flamingo gold chain. I remember that picture. I will just insert it somewhere in the video if I find it. So Twitter, I don't have Twitter. I never had Twitter in my life. My first Facebook post, I don't really remember, you guys, but I do remember that I posted my first ever profile picture on Facebook. We went to the beach and I took a selfie on the beach. That was my first ever Facebook post. So that is all I remember, guys. So first makeup item, so I don't really remember, guys. It must have been a lipstick or maybe foundation. I don't know. It's, guys, this questions, it's, I don't know. So the fifth question is the first time you ever got into trouble at home and at school. So the first time I ever got into trouble that I remember is when me and my friends went to Gela Park. If you're in Vanida, or if you lived in Vanida, you live in Vanida, you would know where Gela Park is. So I went to Gela Park with my friends and I didn't inform my parents, guys. I was still a kid. So when I got home, you guys, I was in big trouble and I got a whooping for it. The first time I ever got into trouble at school, I don't know, but I do remember that there was a time that I was carrying a chair and I accidentally scratched the girl on the cheek, my classmate on the cheek, and I got into trouble for it. So the sixth question is, first time you were allowed to put on a makeup. Guys, I don't remember. I don't remember, guys. I honestly don't know, but it must have been in high school, because why would a primary school child wear makeup? The seventh question is first YouTuber you subscribe to. Guys, it must have been DDG or DRN Ken, because I remember that I used to watch DDG back in the days. Yeah, so my next question is first time you went shopping on your own. Guys, I don't remember, but it must have been in high school, probably grade 8 or maybe grade 10. First best friend. So I love this question. So my first ever best friend is Jodiel. We met when we were in primary school, grade 3. So my first ever best friend is Jodiel. I love that girl. That's my best friend. So my first car is a Toyota Passo. I still have that car, you guys. We need to upgrade. My first celebrity crush. So I would say my first ever celebrity crush would be Princeton from Mindless Behavior. You guys, you guys. Like, if you didn't have a crush on the Mindless Behavior back in the days, what were you doing, girl? What were you doing? Because they were the ish. So, my first ever cooking experience, I don't know. I think my first ever cooking experience was in grade 7. Yes, when I used to cook rice and stuff. So my first crush, a Namibian crush, I guess. I don't know, guys. I don't know. My first ever cell phone. So my first ever cell phone was Samsung E250i, the black one, the ones that you use to swipe up, that one. That was my first ever phone. And if you had that phone back in the days, you were lit. You were lit. You were a cool kid. So I had an E250i. And my first ever date, I don't really remember my first ever date, but I do remember going on a date to, was it Panarotis, with this other guy. I'm not gonna mention his name, but yes. My first ever kiss. I think my first ever kiss was the one I received from my mom when I was born. But if you're asking in terms of boyfriends and stuff, my first ever kiss that I got from a boy, I think it's I don't want to mention names, guys, but it was it was grade 7, and I had this, it was like a class, was he a classmate, guys? I don't remember whether we were classmates, but we were classmates in high school. You would know, if you're a real one, you would know. His name starts with a P. So I think that was my first ever kiss. The real ones would know. Okay, so my first ever fear, guys, I don't have like phobias and things, so I don't know what my fear is, or my first fear is. So my first internet activity, I would say maybe Google, when we used to search like back in the days, you know, celebrities and music and stuff. Or maybe it would be YouTube, watching YouTube videos and stuff. Yes. So my first language is Kwekwe Govap Tamaranama. Yes. So my first pet. So I had this pet when I was young. Her name was Hannah, and she was a fluffy white dog, and she was just so cute, and she passed away, unfortunately. So my first ever piercing, would be this one's here. And then I had my belly button piercing, and this one's here, baby, and this one's. Those are the only piercings I have. So my first sexual activity. No, man, we can't talk about this, honey. We can't talk about this. This is private. Honey. So my first tattoo, guys, I don't have any tattoos. So, and I'm not planning on having tattoos either. So yeah. My first thought today, it was to pray. My first toy, I think my first toy would be a doll. I don't know. It must have been a Barbie doll or just a teddy bear or something.
Mama.
Baby. The next question is the first book that I remember reading. So the first book that I remember reading would be The Bridge Between, no, it's actually How I Became the Bridge Between Heaven and Earth. It's about a lady that can predict the future, and she can, she can see things. She has visions and stuff. So a lady that had passed away comes to her, and she was murdered, so she comes to her to find her murderer. So it's a whole scary thing. So yes, so the first person I talked to today, my baby, guys, my baby sleeps next to me, so when I first wake up, she's the first person that I ever talk to. So the next question is the first person I text when something exciting happens. My mom. My mom. You guys, my mom. I text my mom first. Um, the first text I sent today, I don't remember. I really don't remember. But the next question is the first thing I do every morning. So when I wake up every morning, the first thing that I do is pray. Let's see. I know that's right. So the first thing I do when I get home, take off my shoes, honey. Take off my shoes. Or sometimes when I get home, I just like to pray in the car before I even enter the house, and then I take off my shoes, honey. Then the first time you ever got drunk. So this there was this day at my uncle's birthday or anniversary, whatever. So he had like alcohol and stuff. So me and my cousins, we stole alcohol and we drank the beers. And in the morning when I woke up, I had a hangover, guys. I had a hangover. So the first wedding that you ever attended, my first ever wedding that I remember is of my late uncle. Yes. And then when did you go to your first party? So the first party that I ever went to was my confirmation. If not mine, then it was my friend Tasha's confirmation that I went to. That's the only party that I remember that I went to, you know. And then the next question is, when did you attend? When? Guys, hold on. This thing is messed up. So when did you have your first sleepover? I don't know, guys. I don't know, but the only sleepovers that I remember having was like at my granny's house when all my cousins would sleep over at my granny's house in the sitting room, or those things when we were kids back in the days. So first time you got a speeding ticket. Let me tell you, I've never gotten any ticket in my life before, and I'm not planning on getting any tickets, guys. Like, those things are just expensive for no reason. They're just expensive. I've never gotten a speeding ticket, and I'm very thankful. First time you ever got into a fight. So the first time that I ever got into a fight was in primary school. You guys, this girl, let me tell you guys this story. So I was in a class with this guy. His name is Emmanuel. So there was another girl that was in another class that was apparently crushing on this Emmanuel dude. So me being the cutest girl in the class, this girl that had a crush on Emmanuel thought that I was messing with her boo. Mind you guys, I've never, I've never even liked the dude. So she thought that I liked her boo, or I was maybe talking to her boo, whatever. And we got into a fight. The girl, she wanted to fight me over a man that I didn't even have anything to do with. So that is the only time or first fight that I've been into. I'm not a fighter, but if you're looking for smoke, you might get some, because sometimes my head may go braculos and things happen. So that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. I love you guys.